All right, what's up, Team Inspiration? I'm Micah Folsom, for those of you that don't know who I am. And I feel like it's been a little bit of divine intervention going on over here. I've been really thinking about how can I best help my team? How can I best help these people who have all of these desires and all of these goals and dreams for their family and want to use this business and this opportunity as a platform to get there and to bridge that gap? How can I better help them do it? And so I've been honestly praying about it, thinking about it, really trying to figure out something that I could just do better. And with the combination of this event that I went to over the weekend, I went to Bob Proctor's Paradigm Shift event. That was mind-blowing. I'm also reading this book. It's called The Miracle Equation. And just doing my own habits and learning what works and what doesn't in the business, I decided that I would create a new tracker, weekly tracker, that we can use to literally step by step tell you exactly what I'm doing and exactly what you need to do to be successful. And before we dig in, I'm not sure how long this is going to be, but I want to do one video where this is the tracker and I'll screen share when I'm explaining it. But I want to really explain everything that I've put on there is there for a reason. It's purposeful, and I want you to fully understand how to utilize it. But before we dive into that, you need to understand why. Why are you going to trust me? Why are you going to commit to doing this? And so really quickly, one of the things that Bob said, Bob Proctor, if you don't know who he is, look him up. He's an incredible personal growth and development mentor in the industry. And he's 85 years old. He's been around forever, and he's so knowledgeable and has so much wisdom. And one of the things he was saying is he mentors clients one-on-one, and he charges $250,000 per client. And he says, if they do not do exactly what I tell them to do, I fire them. And I tell them, you're not getting a refund. You're not getting your money back. If you do not trust me and you do not do what I say, then you don't respect my mentorship and you don't deserve my time. And I was like, dang, he's tough, you know? But at the same time, here I am. And I'm not saying this to brag or boast or anything, but I've been doing this for almost 7 years. We created a $1 million annual business by year 4. So since then, it's been going up. Now, I know that a lot of you guys, maybe like creating $1 million business is not your goal. Maybe it is, who knows? But I'm certain, especially for my coaches, because I know your goals and dreams, that you have aspirations with this. You have things that you want to do for your family. Lots of you guys do work full-time and want to supplement income, or maybe even want to get home and not do your day job that you don't love, that's totally draining you. You have those goals. And yet, lots of people still don't do what we say to do. And so this is just I'm just going to lay it out there. If you want success, this is literally laying it out there. And I am not just giving you the actions. I'm not just telling you how to do it or what to do. I am taking you literally into my brain and my lifestyle habits that I've created that have led to a successful life. Because that's the beauty of the business, is that when you create success, it's because you've become an individual that is like operating at a higher level, okay? You're going to start to create habits that allow you to be intentional, allow you to live a life with purpose, and allow you to operate out of joy and excitement and fulfillment, because you're living with purpose, and the time that you're devoting to any area of your life is there for a reason, okay? So really quickly, I wanted to read this. You guys, I read this morning. I created the tracker yesterday, read this little part this morning. This is what I'm talking about. Like, all of the stars are aligning, and this is like divine intervention that this is being created. I'm like, okay, I'm so stoked about this. I'm so stoked to roll this out. But I wanted to read this little section. So this book, if you haven't read it yet, you guys, make this your next personal development book. It's by Hal Elrod, The Miracle Equation. And if you haven't read The Miracle Morning yet, also read that one, okay? But he says in here, he says, becoming successful is simply a choice. If you make the choice to study successful individuals, adopt their mindset, which is faith, and model their behavior, put in the effort, over a sustained period of time, you will experience similar results. Duh. Okay, so this is like well, duh. If I can do the things they do, I can start to think the way they think, I can start to become the next level version of myself so that I can reach my goals, it will happen, right? But he says, I'm trying to scroll over here. He says, every goal or result that we wish to achieve is preceded and created by a process. The specific actions necessary to produce the desired results and ultimately the life that those results will create for us. Which task will you perform every day before anything else? Do some research, reach out to a mentor. Basically, he's like, figure this out. Figure out what that process is. Figure out what that looks like. And then he said, I wanted to understand their process for achieving the level of success that I wanted. Once I had interviewed all of them, I realized that they all had one thing in common: consistency. Successful people make a habit of doing what unsuccessful people do only some of the time. Often our major goals are big and scary, but the process almost never is. And so then he goes in to just share some examples of these people, and they're just super powerful. And one of the things that I want you guys to just hear, because obviously we're in health and wellness, we're helping people lose weight, we're helping people feel well, and we understand, look, if you only work out some of the days, if you only eat well some of the time and then eat crap, no duh, you're not getting results. No duh, you're feeling frustrated. But he illustrated this in a story, and he said, this individual is trying to lose weight. And he said, for the past 3 weeks, I've been exercising 4 days a week for 30 minutes, but I haven't lost any weight. In fact, I've gained a pound, and I don't understand why. I'm feeling demotivated. This is exactly what happens to my coaches, okay? I'm feeling demotivated. I told him to check his body fat percentage because there was a good chance that he had gained muscle, which would offset his weight loss. Sure enough, that's what had happened. After 3 months, his body fat percentage dropped from 24 to 14%. And that's because he remained committed to the process every day. Had he given up when he didn't see the scale responding as he had hoped, he wouldn't be as fit and healthy as he is today. So it's like, duh, no duh. We get that. We get the health and wellness part of it because that's what we do. But it's the same in the business. You don't just do these activities and create the habits to do some of the time. And so I'm going to challenge you guys. Before I dive into this, I want you guys to make the committed decision right now to do this. The whole thing, every day. And I'm going to explain it, and it's not hard, just like he was talking about. The big goals and the dreams that you have for your life right now, they probably feel overwhelming. They probably feel unattainable. They probably feel out of reach. But I am walking proof that if you do the simple things and create these little habits every day, you will reach those. And you need to have that belief. And I want you guys to lean on my belief in you until you can gather your own belief, because this business, I've said it before, this business does not play favorites. If you do the work, if you grow through it, if you commit to the process, you will get any sort of results and reach all of the goals that you have, okay? So I'm going to dive into this, and I'm going to screen share on here so that you guys can really see what I'm talking about. And I'm going to go through this as fast as I can with as much depth as I can, but I promise you guys this video will be worth it. This will be one that you can come back to over and over and over and over to like get some clarification, and you can pass it on to your team and your coaches as you start to build, and be confident that you have in your tool belt everything that you need to help mentor girls and boys, guys, people, humans to success. Okay. So I'm going to be looking at this. I'm also going to be screen sharing. So let me pull it up on my screen. And this, you guys, is something I would print off. So it's for a full week. This is a weekly tracker. I would either go just print off a ton, print off 52, so you have them for a full year, at like your local print shop or whatever, or print them off monthly or whatever you want to do. Have this in front of you. Don't do it digitally. I promise you it makes such a difference to have it on there to like really mark off. And just commit to it. Make that your committed decision that you are going to do this, and you're going to trust me. You're going to lean in, and I promise you, you will blow your mind what you're capable of. All right. So let me screen share and we'll dive right in. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see this. Here it is. Here's the tracker. So I'm going to start at the top and we'll work our way down. Don't like get distracted. Listen to what I'm saying because this part is important. At the very top, okay, obviously put the week. The first thing that I want you guys to put on here is your C-type goal. And what this is we've got A-type, B-type, and C-type goals. A-type goals are things that you're probably already accomplishing. Maybe it's like finish my workout program, like finish P90X. That would be an A-type goal. Like you know how to do it. Maybe you've done something similar before and it's not really going to stretch you, okay? A B-type goal would be a goal that's going to stretch you, but at the same time, you can plan it out. You can see how it's going to fall into place. Like diamond, getting to be a diamond coach, that's a very B-type goal. 8 coaches, 1 emerald on each leg. It's not that hard. Of course, you're going to have to like figure some stuff out and it will be great when you reach it, but it's not something that's really going to stretch you. A C-type goal, those are the big things. He calls them, this is what Bob talks about, and he talks about these are the things that they feel like a fantasy. At this point in your life, it feels unattainable. It feels like a dream come true if you could actually reach that. That is the type of goal that you need to see every single day, and I want you to get some real clarity around that, okay? So, just as an example, because I want you guys to really let yourself think big for this one, okay? When I started, we were in the middle of vet school. We had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in student tuition debt because my husband was out of state. And my C-type goal, I didn't even know that was a thing back then, but my big goal that felt so unattainable, I felt ridiculous even saying it out loud because I was like, that doesn't even make sense, was to pay off his student loans tuition before he graduated. So at that point, I had about 2 years to make that happen. Felt so ridiculous. But guess what? I put it out there, I got to work, and I made it happen. So that's what I'm talking about is you don't need to know the how for this C-type goal. You do not need to know the how. You do not need to know how it breaks down and what that looks like and what rank you have to be and what amount of income it would mean you would made. But if income is a goal of yours, like if you know that you have to make $100,000 to retire from your full-time job that you don't like and get home with your kids, then for your C-type goal, I would set the bar higher than that. I would say, and you want to talk and you want to write it out in your present tense as if you've already achieved it. So in that box, it would look something like, I am happy and grateful now that I make $300,000 annually and I am home to raise my kids, myself, living life on our terms, filled with joy and fulfillment. Okay, example, something like that. You need 100,000. Your C-type goal would be much higher than that because you will attract the things and you will become the person it takes to achieve it. And I want you to see that every single day when you get to work. Okay, so that is the C-type goal card. You're going to read that every single day during your power hour. All right, your daily Beachbody business hours. That is so important that you line out your time, even if it's not a chunk of time. Like right now, my business hours are 7:30 to 12:30. So every single day, except for Friday, I don't really do much on Friday, don't do much on the weekends anymore because that's where I'm at in the business. Early on, I was grinding. I was in the cracks of every ounce of time that I had. I was being intentional and purposeful. So as far as business hours go, mine would have said power pockets from here to here, here to here, here to here. And I would list out the chunks of time that I was able to kind of flip my brain from I was running a photography business when I started. So I would flip my brain from editing or whatever and work Beachbody. And you would be super intentional about your power pockets of time. Write those in there, okay? If you're gonna wake up an hour or two early, write your early mornings in there where it's the Beachbody time. If you're gonna stay up later at night because you know that the sacrifice is worth it to create the life that you love, write it in there. Like, you want to identify this business will not fit in conveniently, okay? Life will always happen. You'll always be busy. There will always be things that take precedence unless this is one of your top priorities. And if you want it to really become what it can be for you and for your family and for your life, it needs to be one of your top priorities, okay? Thank heavens that in order to become successful, what we do is also going to bless your life in every other area, okay? It's going to help you level up yourself, and it's going to help you be a better parent, spouse, coworker, child, all of the things, okay? So make sure it's a priority. Next to it, daily quality unplugged personal family time. This is important. You have to plan for this. What I've learned is my children, of course, I would love all the time in the world with them, but at the same time, if you're with your family all day, how quality is it usually? You're probably like, lots of times you're on your phone, lots of times the kids are playing games, they're whatever. But when I know that I have an hour of focused time with my kids, we are like intentional, we're focused, we're enjoying each other's company in the midst of like the normal skirmishes and fights. But you know what I mean? Like, you're really in it, you're present, you're fully there. I want you guys to make sure that you're getting some of that every day. Even if it's 10 minutes, your nighttime routine with your child when you're reading your books and you're having family prayer, whatever you do, and you're in the moment and you're fully there. Even those little times when you're mindful of it are going to be so fulfilling and are so important, okay? Especially when you're trying to add something into your life, like a new side hustle, a new income stream. You're going to need to create these habits, and this is something that's super important that you're doing every single day, all right? So just, you have a little heart next to each day, and you get to check it off if you had quality unplugged time with your family and those that you love, all right? And if you aren't living with your family, maybe you live by yourself, quality time with yourself, self-care, go take a bath, read, listen to music, and jam out, whatever, okay? You get the point. Next, Sunday, plan your week ahead. This has been a game changer in my life, you guys. And if you're not doing it, you need to. So that's why it's on here. It's really simple. Every Sunday, and I encourage you, if you're married, I encourage you to make this something that you do with your spouse so that you're on the same page, you know what's coming for each of you, for your family, and you literally plan out everything. I personally use this planner that's called the Rise Up Planner. I talk about it a lot on other calls. I'm sure you've seen it. But basically, it has the whole entire week. You can see it for a sec. It's really little. But it has the whole entire week, Monday through Sunday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And I time block my whole week. So I have my focused business hours, but I also identify what I'm doing in those business hours. If I'm on mentor calls, if I'm doing my power hour, if I'm whatever it is, you know what I mean? My focused business hours doesn't just say Beachbody. It says exactly what I'm doing in that time. I have my family time on there. I have my kids' events. I have date night. I have temple day. Like, I have all of the things on there so that JD and I can be on the same page. He knows if I have a team call on Wednesday night, he knows, okay, I can step in and I can make sure that I'm home in time so that I can dad and be with the kids, and Micah can go in our office and do her thing. If this is important to you, your spouse needs to know it, and you need to set those kind of just that clear communication early. The earlier, the better. Because if you're trying to do this in the cracks of like motherhood and all the things, it's possible, but it will cause friction in your relationship if you're not like open and honest. Hey, on this night, I've got a team call. I really need to be on it. Can you help with the kids? Generally, a loving father and spouse and husband will be happy to, okay? He'll be happy to help. But not if you're just like, hey, here's the kids. I need to go get on this call. And then he's like, what the heck? You didn't even tell me you had this. I didn't even know. I have to go do this. That's what causes the friction. So open communication, plan out your entire week, live by your plan, okay? If it's on there, that's when you guys will, I'm hoping that by doing this, you'll create discipline within, okay? You'll learn how to tell yourself what you have and actually follow through. So it's super important that you put everything on there and that you stick to it. and then you'll amaze yourself. Like, you guys, I have so many open blocks of time on here. I'm like, when people say I'm so busy, I have all of these things. I know everyone's busy. Everyone is so busy, but I promise you, you have pockets of time in there. Even if it's 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes there, you're finding these pockets, and that is when you are fitting in the most essential things that we're going to go over on the tracker, and you'll be able to move your business forward. You'll be able to grow your income, and you'll be able to make this whatever you want. Okay. All right. Now, right below, right here, okay, can you see this? Right below the I am happy and grateful now that, after you write your C-type goal, I have put a star, this little pink star, on some of these areas. Now, what I hear from lots of my girls is, well, on some days I'm like so busy, I literally don't have hardly any time. Okay, that's fine. But I promise you, you still have time to do the most essential things. So I starred the things that, in my opinion, on the super busy days, when you literally have like hardly any time, these are what I would fit in. Okay, so that's if it's starred, that's what I would make sure and fit in regardless. And they don't take a lot of time. It's just being mindful and intentional about it. All right. Now, I want to make sure I explain this part. So under the daily business hours, there's this statement. And I got it from the Paradigm Shift event. So we got this gratitude tracker, and we got it for the whole entire year. And this statement and the habit that we're creating is part of breaking the paradigms that we have. And you're probably like, what the heck is a paradigm? Basically, a paradigm is a subconscious belief that we have that is driving our actions. So lots of us don't even realize they're there. Lots of us have grown up with these paradigms ingrained in us because of the environment that we grew up in, lack of belief, lack of like limiting beliefs and things. Those are all paradigms. So I live in too small of a town to be successful. I'm not fit enough to be a good coach. I don't have enough time to grow a business. All of those are paradigms that are total BS. And by this habit that I'm going to have you incorporate every single morning during your Miracle Morning routine, you're going to learn how to break these paradigms. All right. And we're going to talk some about that. So the statement, it says, I am so happy and grateful now that I realize my spiritual DNA is perfect and that perfection is within me. I begin each day looking for areas of my life where I want to see that perfection expressed habitually. Now, basically, this is driving home every single morning into our subconscious that we are perfect. We are created with perfection. And it is now our job to grow into that and we're capable of anything. So what you're going to do with this though, and this is the important part, is you are going to, as part of your gratitudes, which we'll talk about right here in taking care of yourself, you're going to list out your gratitudes, right? And I just want you to get, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I want you to get just a blank notebook, empty notebook. You're going to write your daily gratitudes. In my book, they have you do 10. So I'll say 10. If you need to do less than that, do less than that. But you're going to list out your gratitudes. And then right after that, you are going to write this statement. Every single day, it's the same statement. But you're going to write it with your opposite hand, okay? Your non-dominant hand. So I'm a righty. You're writing it with your left hand. You will feel completely awkward. It will look like a preschooler wrote it. It's fine. You're going to do this for an entire year or every single day for the rest of your life, and you'll improve. But what you'll learn is you'll start to hear these thoughts come up. Why are you even doing this? This is so dumb. Oh my gosh, this is hard. It's taking me forever. I should just stop. Why don't I just switch hands and write the statement? It's the same thing. All of those are like attacking your paradigm, right? All of those doubts and thought and negative thoughts. And what you're doing as you continue to write it and you continue to push through those doubts and those thoughts and those fears, not fears really, but those that negativity, is you're teaching yourself how to break through those paradigms. You guys probably don't understand this right now, but you guys, this is so powerful. Like, this is legit. If you want to change your life, it all starts with the inside stuff. So this is a simple habit. And I know probably right now you're like, you're an idiot. This is not even like, this is not important. It's not going to help me grow a business with helping people with their workouts and whatever. Yes, it will. If you trust me, which I highly recommend you do because I know what I'm talking about, just do this. Okay. Write it with your non-dominant hand every single day as part of your morning. Okay, so it's right here. Okay, so I've explained the top. Now let's dig into the check boxes. All right, I know there's lots of boxes, but they're done super quickly. They're not anything hard. So the first thing, gratitude, affirmations, 5 minutes of visualization. This is simply that. Wake up. It is super important that we are proactive about what goes on in our brain. Do not wake up, check your email, check your messages, get negativity out of the gate, stress, friction, all the things that the world can throw at you. Those will be waiting for you after you take care of yourself. So do yourself a favor. And the first thing that goes into my ears when I wake up are my affirmations. And I use the Think Up app, and I got the paid version, but for a long time I did the free version. It's totally fine. So I would get that. You're just going to create affirmations around who you want to become. I would start it with, I am so happy and grateful now that, and you speak it in present tense. Okay. The most beneficial way to do affirmations is to think specifically about the mean girl in your head. Think specifically about the things right now that you feel like are going to hold you back, the doubts, the fears, the hesitations, the reservations, you're not good enough for this. You're too whatever for this. I don't even believe in myself. I don't even think I'm capable. I'm too shy to be successful. All of those lies, write them out. Okay? Get them on paper. And then you're going to create specific affirmations to offset those. So, example, you're too shy to be successful. An affirmation to that would be, I am so happy and grateful now that I've grown into an extroverted, high energy individual who is inspiring people every day. That was just off the top of my head. Okay. But that would be an example that would offset it, right? You can see how that's like an opposite of your fear or your doubt. I also have my main goals as an affirmation. I am so happy and grateful now that now that we are a Superstar 3 team. We are a top 3 Superstar 3 team in the network, inspiring and empowering people to live their best life every single day. Something like that is one of my affirmations every single day. I also have one for our family. I am so happy and grateful now that my kids get along and we live a life filled with harmony and joy and sweet memories. Because right now my kids fight a lot because they're young, you know what I mean? So you're creating affirmations of what you want, and you want to get connected with these. You want them to spark emotion and really feel through this, okay? Because that's when you get committed to the process of becoming the person it takes to achieve that, all right? So that's your gratitude, list 10, your affirmations. That's the first thing that goes into my head, and I listen to it for 10 minutes through the app. It's just going on in my earbuds while I'm getting dressed to work out, while I'm making my Energize. And once I know that that's done, I go directly into my gratitudes and 5 minutes of visualization. And the 5 minutes of visualization in this journal, that's where I got it from. After you write your gratitudes, he says, be quiet for 5 minutes and ask for guidance for the day. Okay? For lots of us, that's saying a prayer. That's having that time to have that moment of prayer. If you're not religious and you believe in whatever else, that's just being quiet, just asking for guidance from the universe. Okay? Just asking what you need, how you need to show up that day, and just listening, because you'll get those inklings and you'll get those feelings of inspiration. Okay? So that's that part. And it's so important. And then while it's quiet and after you say your prayer or whatever, you visualize. And this is where you create clarity around what you want, what you're working towards, the life you want to be living, the mom you want to be, the coach you want to be, the spouse you want to be, the home you want to be living in, the things you want to create, the impact you want to make, the things that you want to do with your money when you get it. Do you want to be giving it to charities? Do you want to be serving others? You get clear on these things. And every morning as part of your routine, you're spending time visualizing exactly what that looks like, exactly how it feels, exactly like getting connected to who you are going to be when you step into that. And I have goosebumps right now because it's so real. And I promise you, as you do this, repetition is the most powerful thing with this. You cannot do it some of the time. You have to fully commit to the process, and you do it each morning, okay? And as you do it, repetition, 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 your subconscious stops believing the negative crap that you're programmed with right now, and it literally rewires your brain and reprograms so that you will act in accordance to that person that's going to achieve all these goals. And if you do not take the time to reprogram the crap that's going on right now, it won't matter the actions you take, because you still have those doubts and fears, and subconsciously that will always hold you back. Okay. So I need you guys to like fully commit to this process, because this is the most life-changing part, like right there. All right. Next, personal development. This can be quick. You can listen to it, read it, whatever. The more personal development you can do each day, the better. I read parts. So like I said, I'm reading the book right now, The Miracle Equation. So I spend at least 10 minutes reading each morning. I also end my night reading because it shuts my brain off. It allows me to end the day on a positive note. It just helps me wind down. But in the middle of the day, I'm also listening. I'm listening in any crack that I can get. On Audible, there's podcasts. There's so many good things out there. So the more that you can fuel your brain with positivity and with those things, and intentional PD, the stuff that's really going to offset the negative crap that's going on right now, the faster you're going to grow. The faster you grow internally, the faster your business will grow externally. Okay. So I highly recommend reading morning and night. It doesn't have to be like chapters and chapters on end. 10 minutes is good. But then in the daytime, any chance you can, when you're driving, when you're in the shower, when you're putting on your makeup, when you're doing laundry, when you're doing dishes, when you're on the plane, like any chance you can fit an extra PD, reading or listening, it will benefit your life. Promise. Okay. This is so important. Workout, obviously, commit to a program, do your workout. Shakeology Performance Line Nutrition. You guys being a product of the product is like our main job. Thank heavens we have to be a product of the product. We have to show that it works. We have to live a healthy lifestyle. We have to overcome our own stuff. We have to commit to our goals. It's like, it's the best job ever. So check that box off when you're committed to that and you're doing those. And then check in and engage in your challenge group. It's so super important as a coach that you are first your best challenger. You're checking in every single day. You're logging your shakes. You're logging your performance line. You're logging your workouts. You are in it with them always. Do not ever let yourself get to a place where you're just running a group, but you're not in it as a challenger, being the best challenger that you can be. Okay. That holds yourself accountable. It's that extra layer that we need to just become and to continue to grow. I'm going to sneak in right here. Once you're checking into your challenge group, just get into the habit of posting on social media and posting your stories. It is such an easy habit that I've created that has simplified everything, because by 7 a.m., I've done really the majority of like some of the most important things in our business. And then I can go mom, and then I can go back and do like the power hour and things like that. But if you get into that rhythm and that habit of working out, taking some video and pics while you're working out, checking into your group, and then posting on social media and posting the stories, you find your rhythm, and then that's when it's easy to be consistent. And I promise you, you want to simplify and make the process as easy as possible, because that's when it's easy to create habits and stick with it consistently. Okay, so that's just something I do, and it's just like clockwork. It's just part of my morning routine. All right, so now that we've taken care of us, we can go on and we can pour into other people. So business essentials. These are the things that are called IPAs, income producing activities. We have to be talking to the people we know first and foremost. We know we have coworkers, we have church members, we have neighbors, we have friends and family. All of those people that we know, we also need to be helping them feel their best and invite them to join this journey that we're on. But another like limitless way to grow this business is on social media. And so a lot of the daily essentials are done on social media. So that's what we're going to teach you, so that you can pair these with also talking to the people in your community. All right. So every single day we're going to be expanding our network so that we always have new people to connect with and help. Right. So expanding your network, that looks like on Facebook, you would friend request people who have similar interests as you. The first thing that I did when I started is I went through like friends of friends, friends lists, and I would find all of my past people that I knew people from elementary school, junior high, high school, sports teams, college, different states that we lived in. And I just got reconnected with people. Because before I started coaching, I went through a phase where I cleared out my whole social media and I had like 200 friends. And then I was like, oh, shoot, now I'm going to try and run a business online. And I probably could have used those people. Like I could have used the friendships and the connections to help. So I had to get reconnected. So that's the first thing I did was I reconnected with people that I really did know in real life from my past. But then once you run out of that network, then I just started connecting with my friends of friends because I knew that they were people that shared similar interests. We had that acquaintance similarity, and it was just an easy way to expand. So you can do that on Facebook. On Instagram, you can do exactly the same thing. I would reconnect with all of the people that you already know, and that's simply following them. Follow them so that you can see their stuff and you can engage. But then the first thing that I would do next is I would go to their followers or the people that they're following, like your friends. Like find a girlfriend from high school. You go to her friends and you go to the people she's following and just find people that you think you would connect with. Okay. And all we're doing is we're expanding. So at that point, if you've expanded, it's simply sent the friend request or clicked follow. All right. Aim for at least 20 a day. You do not want to have a funnel that runs dry. So this is the top of the funnel. We always have to be expanding. All right. And I have trainings that really dive into this. So if you need help after I explain all this, reach out to your upline and they can get you access to those trainings too. Okay. Because this is super important that you understand. All right, sort new friends into Instagram collections or however you're tracking. So it's super important as we're running our business on social media that we have a way to work in an organized fashion. So I have a specific training all about expanding and connecting, but just super quickly, I'll show you guys. It's so simple. A lot of the work that I'm doing now is on Instagram just because it's such an easy way to grow. And so what I'll do is I'll find a picture, like for instance, okay, this picture. She's a mom. She's holding her daughter. I would connect with her. I'm a mom too. Sweet. She looks cool. She looks like could be friends with her in real life. So what I'll do is I'll hold down there's a little button on the bottom. It's a bookmark. You hold it down and it clicks up a pop-up that says save to. If you don't have anything there, you'll click the plus sign and you'll create a collection. At that point, it's like a holding spot for these new people that you've connected with. And then it allows you to have an organized place. It's kind of like a group that you can go to connect with them and to get to know them, genuinely just build a relationship. So that's simply how you are sorting, okay? You're just putting them in a place that will allow you to then get to know them over the next month easily, all right? And like I said, there's training on this. And I'll link it up in the post too. So if you're on our team page, you can see those posts that dive deeper into those things. So you're sorting these people, all right? Next, you're connecting with them. Don't overcomplicate connecting, you guys. Social media is meant to be social. We're just being normal humans. The majority of people will get on Facebook or Instagram and you'll just scroll, right? You'll scroll, watch. You'll come across pictures and you'll be like, oh, she's so sweet. Oh, cute. Oh my gosh, that vacation looks so cool. Where'd they go? I wonder where that is. That looks beautiful. You'll say all these things in your brain. As you're scrolling and stalking. Now it's our job to actually engage with people. We're actually showing interest in the content that they're putting out there. That's all connecting is. It's saying the things that are in your brain and putting them under their post. So when she had that picture holding her daughter, I would say something like, oh my gosh, what a sweet, tender moment. Something like that, just an example. When you see a picture of someone on vacation, where did you go? That looks beautiful. Okay, ask a question, they'll engage back. You're not being weird or annoying or you don't have an agenda. You're literally just being social on social media. You're leaving a trail wherever you go. I had made it my mission early on that if I was on my phone, you'll hear this all the time. I don't want to be on my phone all the time. I don't want my kids to see me on my phone all the time. Okay, great. So if you're on your phone, you better be doing focused, purposeful work. And if you're not working, get off your phone and be present with your family or with your job or whatever, all right? You need to develop that discipline. So if you are on your phone, You are engaging, you are interacting, you are showing love and support. You're just leaving, I call them drops of awesome, wherever you go. You are commenting, liking, watching stories. If you're watching stories, you're no longer just watching stories for hours on end. You are engaging on their stories. You're like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Oh my gosh, she's hilarious. Da-da-da. Your pants are adorable. Where'd you get them? I've been looking for hats like that. I look like a goober. You look adorable. Whatever, okay? You're just actually being social. That's connecting. Do not overthink this. It is the most important part of our job. Connecting genuinely on social media will allow you to build genuine relationships, allow you to peel back layers. People will get to know who you are as a human. And then as you go on to the next part and you're sharing your journey and who you are on social media, they'll start to connect with who you are. And that's when they'll trust you enough to reach out or to say yes to your invite and get more information about your group, okay? All of these things are there for a reason. Do not skip any of them, all right? So you're connecting with new friends for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Just as fast as you can, connect with as many people as you can. And if you have more time in your day, connect with more people. You cannot over connect with your network. This is where if I have power pockets in the day where like my kids are playing or we're on a road trip and I have some downtime, I'm connecting. That's what I do more than anything else, okay? All right, now it's time for invites. So send blank amount of new challenge group invites. These are simply invites to your group, your next group. If you're a new coach and you're like, I don't know how to run a group, you're going to be doing a group with your upline. They're going to be running it, but invite your people to join it with you. So I would shoot for at least 5 a day. And these are simply don't attach emotion to the outcome. It is not our job to get people to start our challenge group. It is not our job to get people to blah, blah. It's not our job to do that. It's our job to plant the seed and find the people who are ready. There's going to be lots of people that aren't ready. They're not ready to start yet. They don't have the funds. They don't have the time right now, but we're planting seeds. And if you plant enough seeds, you'll find enough people who are ready. And that's our job, is to plant enough seeds and find the ones that are ready. Okay. So at least 5 challenge group invites a day. We have scripts and all sorts of things to give you an example on what to send, but don't overthink it. Lead with excitement, lead with what you're doing and why you're excited about it, and just invite them to get some info, okay? Something as simple as, hey, Sarah, just to give you an example of how easy this is. Hey, Sarah, I have a couple spots left in my virtual gym where we focus on workouts, nutrition, confidence, and self-love. Do you have any health goals you want help crushing? I'd love to work with you inside of one of my groups. Do you want me to send you over some info? That was just off the top of my head, okay? Super easy. The first places I would go is I would always make sure that you're proactively mindful of the people who are already liking your posts, the people who are already watching your stories, and obviously the people closest to you that you want to do it. Obviously, talk to them first. But as you're growing your network and as you're expanding into your cold market, all of the people that you're finding, that you're connecting with, those are the girls and the guys that you're going to be inviting. So you'll never run out of people to invite and to help and to then help empower to coach and to build a team when you're doing all of these things. You see though how if you don't do one, you'll run out of people to connect with and then you'll run out of people to invite. So that's why all of these things are super essential. Next thing is send 3 coach invites. You guys, I know this sounds scary to a new coach, but this is not scary. There's a reason why you're doing this. There's a reason why you're here. What got you excited? Go find some people and just tell them about it and just say, hey, I'm starting this new thing where I get to work on myself. I get to work on my health goals and I get to empower other girls to do it with me. Is this something you'd be interested in? I just think you'd be so good at what I do and it'd be so fun to do this with you. Okay, was that weird or scammy or awkward? Like, no, just think of who you want to connect with and do this with and plant that seed. Have you ever considered doing what I do? I just think it's so fun and I feel so lucky that I get to do this. I think you'd love it too. Have you ever looked into coaching? Okay, really easy. And since we do the monthly What is Coaching calls, just get them plugged into those. If there's not one coming up, we do it the last week of every month. If we're not doing one of those soon, send them the recording for the one that we just did. You always have a way to tell them what coaching is. You don't need to take that on yourself. because I know that is something that does freak new coaches out. Okay. 3 invites of people that you think would be fun to do this with. Respond to ongoing combos and clear out your inboxes. This is like a no-brainer. If people are talking to you, talk back with them. Obviously not the weirdos. Block all the weirdos. Block anyone who you're like, don't feel good about. Block is my favorite feature on Instagram. And I promise you, as you're growing your Instagram, the more you grow and the more you dial in your niche market and your following, the less the weirdos follow you. Way earlier on, I felt like every single day I'd get at least one that would follow me. I'm like, why are you following me from like Egypt? That's so strange. Block. Okay. But now it's few and far between. But I think early on you get a lot more. I don't know why Instagram does that. So just know that that is the case. Block all the ones that you don't feel good about and make sure that you're interacting and engaging with people who are talking to you. If people email you and ask for info, email them back. If they fill out a application form, make sure you're getting back to them. Like those are high priority items that are super important. If someone asks for info, get back with them promptly. Because when they're excited about something, they're excited about something. They want info now. If you don't respond, they're going to reach out. They're going to find someone else to talk to. So make sure that you're doing that every single day. Okay, so those are the business essentials, you guys. Those are the things that are driving your business forward. Don't skip them. They are how you grow, how you develop, like the behind the scenes stuff. So now we're going to talk about the billboard, the in front of the scenes stuff. And I always say it's important that your behind the scenes work matches your billboard, right? They need to know if you're personally messaging them and you're inviting them to this group, if they go to your page and they don't see a single thing about workouts, a single thing about a healthy lifestyle, a single thing about coaching or like this journey that you're on or about personal development or high energy, or even if you're not high energy, positivity, uplifting, good feelings, if all they see is just like random quotes, a dog picture, a cat picture, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? So it's so important that we make it our job to post every day. 1 time a day, you guys. When I started, we were supposed to post 5 to 8 times a day. Can you imagine? Yeah, 5 to 8 times a day. And then it like whittled down to like 2 to 3 times a day. And now it's like 1 time a day. 1 quality post that serves your audience and you're good. And then you can just story the rest. And the stories are so fun. So that's the first thing. Post with purpose on your main feed. And before I go into all the other things, I want to talk about niche market really quick. Okay. So there's a little blurb on here. It says, be mindful of what your niche market is on social media for. Most people come to social media for entertainment, for inspiration, and for education. So just be mindful of those things. And then give your people what they want to see, and they'll stick around and they'll engage. So if you're like, okay, well, I'm posting and no one's liking my stuff and no one's engaging and whatever, like take a look at what you're putting out there. Is it interesting? Is it educating them? Is it inspiring them? Or is it making them laugh? Is it entertaining them? Because those are the things that they're usually there for. So get to know your audience. Get really, really clear on who you want to talk to, on who you want to work with, on who you want to serve. And the more that you can give, the more you'll get naturally. We're not in this to like get more, but I can promise you that if you just lead with giving more, that's the natural consequence that you'll get more. Okay. So take a look at that. If you're a mom with kids, share mom life, share the good, bad, and ugly in a positive way, not like venting and negative, but just the funny little experiences that you have. Just because you became a coach doesn't mean you're now a walking Beachbody billboard. You are still interested in things. You still have hobbies. You still have your faith. You still have your family. You still have travel and funny memes that you love. Like still share the things you love. Just be purposeful also so that you know that it's speaking to the types of people that you want to be connecting with, because social media really is our storefront. We need to treat it that way. It's no longer a place that you just go to vent or bust or like blow off steam or waste time or throw up the latest gossip or whatever. It is now a place to build a $1 million business if you want to. Okay. You can build whatever you want, but you have to treat it as such. All right. So 1 post a day on your main feed. I would recommend You do it on Instagram and on Facebook. I wouldn't recommend doing one or the other just because you just have an audience on both. So you might as well utilize whatever platforms you already have. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have if you have a TikTok, if you have all these other things, find a way to weave those in. That just gets you in front of more people, okay? And then let's talk about stories. Now, stories are the fun part. Stories are the less curated, it doesn't have to be perfect. Pictures on your feed need to look aesthetically pleasing. People want to see bright, clear images that are pleasing to the eye. Don't just throw on crappy pictures with dark lighting and that are blurry with a bunch of words on them. Like, don't screenshot your stories and share them to your posts. They need to be clean. People want to see that. It really does make a difference. But stories, man, that's where you just can let loose. That's where it doesn't really matter. And so there's ideas on here. I put on there to pick at least 3 from the list below to make sure that you're weaving in every day, so that you're not just doing like just your workout, just your shake, just your this, and then like nothing else. People won't watch you anymore if you're not entertaining or interesting. So they want to see daily life. They want to see family. They want to see what it looks like when things are crazy. They want to see funny little things your kids are doing, interests, if you're interested in sewing or painting or art or gardening or whatever. Weave those things in. People want to see them. Share a product. Simple, like not the selfie shake kissing the bottle. Don't do that. But simple things, like lots of times I'll put the powder in my shake with the power greens and the collagen and the digestive health, and I'll just screenshot the top view with the powder, and I'll just say superfood, like chocolate superfoods, collagen, power greens, and I'll just let them know I have this every day. Like, this is what it is. It's easy. It's efficient. Took me 20 seconds to make, and it'll be my healthiest meal of the day. And I'll just text that in. Really simple. I'm not in their face, but it's that planted seed every day that, dang, this girl does this every day. And what will happen is they'll start to see your journey. They'll start to see your transformation. They'll start to see your progress and your results. And lots of times people will be like, oh, it's the workouts that are getting her the results because she shares workouts. No, it's usually the nutrition that's getting you the results. So make sure you're sharing food. Make sure you're sharing little recipes, tips and tricks, hacks that work for your family to make it family friendly. People love those things. Love it, okay? Talk about your challenge group. Don't be shy. Your stories are where you have earned that audience. They are there not because they're just scrolling on their feed, but because lots of times they went to your page to watch your stories. So that's kind of, you have a little bit more freedom about how you talk about your groups. Openly invite them to join you. Hey, girlfriends, like, I see you watching my stories every day. I promise you, as fun as it looks, it's way funner inside. Like, let's get you in there. Let's get you in my virtual gym. Let's get you crushing your program, crushing your nutrition. I want to help you every step of the way. Message me, shoot me a DM. Let's start the conversation. Okay? Something like that. You would just talk, be a normal human. You can also use different apps to create little graphics about your group and stuff like that. My sister's actually super good at this. I was watching her stories yesterday. I'm like, dang, I need to screenshot these. These are so good. So there's all sorts of ways to talk about your challenge groups within your stories. All right. So make sure that you're letting them know, like, hey, I'm not just on this journey. You can join me too. I want to help you start your journey, and we can lock arms and rock it together. Call to action. CTA is call to action. Okay, you'll see that a lot. Call to action, poll, question stickers. So lots of times, my favorite way to like do a call to action for a challenge group or something like that is I'll share some transformation and some progress pics, whether it's from my challengers, whether it's mine, whether it's some of my coaches or teammates within the team. Share some pictures, and then at the end, I'll just be like, girl, are you ready for your after pic? Like, are you ready to start this? And I'll do a poll that says heck yeah, or send me info. And whoever clicks it gets a message from me that says, hey girl, I just saw you fill out my poll. I'm so excited to chat with you about this. Can you tell me a little bit more about your struggles when it comes to your health journey and how I can help you? Something like that. Okay. So polls is just an easy way to get people to take action and to know who you can spend time talking to so that you can help them. The question stickers are, it's like the ask me anything question box on Instagram. Those are so fun. I use that for market research a lot. I use that for like, what do you want to see more of? Food, daily life, inspiration, randoms of my kids. Like, I ask my audience, what do you want to see? Because I know that if I'm giving them what they want to see, they'll keep showing up and they'll keep watching. And that's when you're able to really connect. And those are the people that are going to start working with you because they know, love, and start to trust you. All right. So that's the question box, and those are super easy. The more that people engage on your stories, the more the algorithm loves that. So that's why you want to do the stickers, like the thing that you slide a button. That's a sticker, just all sorts of stuff. So just make it fun. Add value, tips, tricks, food. That's what I was talking about. Show your personality, be entertaining. If you're funny, dude, you better be funny on your stories. One of my coaches, Madison, is hysterical. And I go watch her stories just so I can see the funny faces she makes. And like when she like does her, I don't know, she's hilarious. So don't be one type of person in real life and then on your stories be like super awkward and weird. And I promise you, if you feel awkward at the beginning, it's normal. You'll get used to it. It'll be like with practice in no time. Okay. So just make sure that your personality is coming through. One of my favorite things that I heard years ago was, especially when it comes to sharing on social media, because this is new for a lot of you guys. Sharing on social media, you don't need to please the masses, okay? You literally, Jasmine Starway says, don't be vanilla. Don't be vanilla. Don't feel like you have to please everyone. You literally want to repel the type of people that are not for you because you're so strong in your voice and your mission and your purpose and your message that you attract all of the people that are your types of people. So you don't want to feel like, well, if I say this, obviously you want to be like politically correct and like nice and careful, right? You don't want to overdo it. So take this with a grain of salt. But you don't want to be like, well, I have to just say really safe things so that I don't bug this group of people and I don't, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Be true to who you are and be authentic, because that's when you're going to attract the types of people that are drawn to your personality and who you are and want to work with you. Okay? Okay, PD encouragement or gratitude. I share PD snippets in my page all the time. When I'm reading, I will screenshot what I highlighted, snip it in the stories, and pass it on to whoever else needed to see that. When I'm listening to audio, like podcasts or Audible, I'll screen record little snippets, little 15-second snippets, and I'll put it in my stories. When I find quotes, I save them in an album on my phone. So if I'm ever like, oh, I need something to mix up things on my stories, I'll go and I'll share a quote that's just uplifting or funny or whatever, just to mix things up. So make sure that you're mixing that in too. You can share gratitude. You can share all sorts of things, but you want people to leave a little bit better than when they came. So if they go to your stories and then they're like, whoa, that was heavy, or like, I feel like crap, or she was super naggy, or that was crazy and I don't feel very good, that's probably not the type of stuff that you want to like put on your stories. You want them to come and enjoy being there, laugh, be happy, gain some value from it, learn something new, get some inspiration and motivation from what you're putting out there. Okay, so just be mindful of those things. Share the business hustle. It's okay to share the behind the scenes. Share what you're doing. Share how you're fitting it in. Share what it looks like to have a side hustle and to fit in this stuff in the cracks in your car while you're at preschool dropout. Hopefully you don't have preschool dropout. Preschool drop off, right? Like share those little things, because then what you're doing, my stories are just a simple behind the scenes of my life. Like if you watch my stories, you know what's going on in my day and what it's like to be Micah Folsom, really. So I want people, when they watch my stories, I want them to see how they could do what I'm doing through the way that I'm sharing it. So if they see similarities in how you're doing it, late night hustle, if you've had a busy day and you're still making it a priority to do your power hour and to screenshot like recording your challenge group. Sometimes I'll do a screen record swiping through my challenge group so they can see that I'm helping women, that they're all checking in, that we have this community that's incredible. And I'll just say, taking a sec this late night to check on my virtual gym girls who are just crushing their goals, and I couldn't be more proud. And then people are like, oh, she's doing it while she's laying in bed and it's super late. Like, this is how she fits it in. You know what I mean? You start to plant those seeds. Okay. And then last but not least, a workout clip. You can share multiple workout clips. I use the Triller app right now. I'm sure it'll change at some point, but right now I use the Triller app and I just record snippets from my workout. And then after the fact, go in, upload them to Triller, put some music on it, and upload one clip to my stories. So every single day, they can depend on a workout clip. They know it's going to be there. I literally will get messages from girls sometimes if I don't post it. They're like, hey, did you get your workout in? I didn't see it today. And they're like really checking it out and like, are you okay? Where are you at? So it really does create that consistency, not only for you in your own journey, creating that accountability, but for your people, that they can see, okay, she's getting results and she's doing these home programs and she does them every day. And that looks fun. And it looks like something I would want to do. And that's what happens over time. Okay. Okay. So those are the story. Obviously you can share anything you want in there. It just gives you some ideas. Now, really quickly before we move on, in the pink boxes right here, post idea every single day. That's just giving you an idea. You do not need to follow these, but I highly encourage, until you really find a groove with your social media and you make sure that you're posting all angles of what we're doing, I would stick with these. And this is simply, I have a video in our main team page that is a new coach calendar, and it talks about posting ideas and gives you some, just some info on how to utilize that. Go watch that if you're struggling with this, but this will at least give you a solid home-based foundation. So post idea, coaching, fitness, family, challenge group, call to action, invite, lifestyle, share your piece of your story, personal development, encouragement. So obviously wide range of things that we can share, but these are all going to help people get to know who you are, get to know the journey that you're on, give you reason to add value and to be uplifting and help people. And so I would just highly encourage that you follow these until you really find your groove. Okay. Cause it'll force you to get outside your box. Right now, you're probably comfortable sharing like a picture of your kids, or you're probably comfortable sharing one workout selfie and the same selfie every single day, right? Like that's what we see happen. But I'm trying to help you guys step outside of that box and think about the broad scheme of things earlier on, because this will help you have success sooner. All right. And then last in this section, do you have a transformation in your last 9 pictures posts? So obviously, if you just started, you might not have a transformation yet. But if you do, it's so important that we share our transformation over and over and over and over. So an easy way to judge that is on Instagram. When you go to your top 9 pictures, your top 9 squares, is there a transformation there? It can be face to face. It can be a pregnant to where you're at now. It can be a from college to where you're at now. All sorts of transformations, you guys. And that allows us to share snippets of our story, all areas of our story. And that will help you connect with people. Okay. Okay, moving on. Fit in the pockets of your day. So these are things that are important, but they don't need to be done like in your power hour or whatever. These are just things that at some point within your day, make it a point to do it. Okay. Whether it's at preschool drop off, whether it's at the post office when you're waiting in line, it doesn't really matter. But find a time to do these things at some point before you go to sleep. Quick check into your coach message threads to stay in the loop. If your coach has a message thread, we have a downline wide message thread called, I think it's called a Success Club System Tracker or something like that. Most of us utilize message threads on Facebook to keep the community close-knit and to relay information when it's important. These are super important, but you need to understand these are not there for you to like spend hours on end just chatting with each other and like getting lost in questions and stuff. They're simply there as a resource. So if I have something important, it goes in my team page, it goes in the message thread. So I need to know that my girls are checking those so they stay up to date on information, on new trainings, on things that they just need to know about. So it's super important that you make that a priority. All right. Respond to new likes, comments on your posts. Like I was saying, you just need to engage. So if someone comments, the best thing you can do is comment right back. The algorithm loves that. The more that you engage back on people who engage on your stuff, the more likely they're going to be to continue engaging. Okay. So just make sure that you're responding back and engaging. Check in a team page or with your success partner. If you don't have a success partner, don't freak out. That's just someone who is like an accountability partner in your business. Okay. So if you do have one, it would be good to check in with them daily. Like, how are things going? Where are you at with your goals? How can I help you? Whatever. And then same thing with the team page. That's where the most important information is. You need to stay plugged in, at least with the most important stuff that your upline's putting out. And then follow up with anyone interested in your challenge or coaching. This has a star because it is super important. If you're talking with someone, if you sent them information 2 days ago, yesterday, whatever, and you haven't heard back from them yet, you guys, following up is so important. So even on your busiest days, when you literally have like seconds here and there, make that a priority. Check in with them. Hey, Sarah, I just want to check in with you quick. What are you thinking? Did you get a chance to check out the info about the group? Can I answer any questions? Okay, super easy, but it's super important. All right, now, and like you'll see, sometimes you won't have anyone to follow up with. So then you would just check off the box and you wouldn't have to do it. But lots of times you will have people to follow up with. So make sure that's part of your normal routine. Okay, weekly business results and reflecting. Now this is something that this is like on a weekly basis, what you want to make sure. National Wake Up Call is every Monday. I put it on here, right here, to remind you guys, because it's super important. These are top coaches, successful coaches sharing best practices. It's just a wealth of knowledge. You do not want to skip it. So it's every Monday morning, 9 a.m. MST. You can listen to the replay if you can't be on live on the TBB 401 Facebook page. So make sure that's a priority. Check it off once it's done for the week. Team call. We have a monthly downline-wide team call on the first Wednesday of every month, but then your upline probably also has a team call. So make sure that you're plugging into these. I can't express the importance of these enough. The community, the ongoing support, the ongoing training, the ongoing encouragement, the ongoing mentorship, the ongoing friendships. If you try to build this business on an island, I can promise you it will be so much harder. The best thing that you guys can do is put your team calls into your weekly plan like I talked about and make it a priority, just like you would a dentist appointment, a child's football game, whatever. It is that important, okay? And if you can't get on live because you work or whatever, make sure you catch the recording ASAP. Sponsorship drill down check. This is something that lots of coaches don't do, but I want to help you early on utilize this. This is where you look at your business and what's going on. So in the back office, you will click on log into the Coach Online office. You'll click on My Downline Sponsorship Drill Down, and then you'll see your coaches. This only shows your personally sponsored coaches, and it shows left leg and right leg. And then if you click, if they have coaches, you'll click the plus sign, and then it shows their coaches. So this is what every single week, you guys, the drill down is basically what we get paid off of. So if you're an Emerald coach and you have an active coach on your left and you have an active coach on your right, you qualify for weekly like team cycle bonuses. Well, if one of your coaches doesn't order their Shakeology that month or doesn't sell anything and they go inactive, you now drop rank to coach and you don't qualify for the cycle bonuses anymore. Same with like when you get to diamond. If you go diamond, awesome, you're paid at the highest cycle bonus. If someone goes inactive and you don't have time to replace them, or if they don't get active, you lose rank, you lose money, you lose income. We're doing this because we want to help people, yes, but it's a job, it's a business. You need to treat it as such. So the sponsorship drill down is something, honestly, every few days, I am back there seeing what's going on, seeing customer orders, seeing any returns that might have come in so I can reach out and be like, what happened? Da, da, da. But the sponsorship drill that allows you to stay on top of your business. Okay, so just make it a habit early on. Even if you're like, I have no coaches, make it a habit. Look back there, visualize the huge team that you're about to have, and then make it happen. Okay, so this is super important that you make a priority. Now, this is just tracking. If you don't track your numbers and what's going on, you have no sense of awareness as far as how you can improve and where you're at. So number of lives changed. for the week. Where are you at for Success Club that week? Put it down so that you can see your progress every single week. And you can say, crap, 0, 0, 0, 4. Well, sweet. How did I get 4 that week? What activities was I doing? What was I focused on? What were my posts like? And you can start to be intentional and purposeful and see what's working for you, all right? Maybe that week you were inviting, whereas all the other weeks you had ignored that and you hadn't checked that box off. And then you can see, oh crap, it really does work. If I invite people, then I will help them get started. So tracking is super important. Number of new challengers. So that's important. So you know how many new starts you're getting in. Number of new coaches. How many new coaches did you start that week, get signed up? And then weekly income. You guys, so many of my coaches do not pay attention to this, and it is so important that you pay attention what your income is and how it's either raising or not. Like, how is it growing? What are you focused on? What are your Success Club numbers at when you're producing more income? How many coaches are you adding now when you're starting to see your income grow? You know what I mean? So just be mindful on a weekly basis. And I would challenge you to set goals around that. If you made $14 last week, be like, hey, I'm going to make at least $100 this next week. And what does that mean? Help 2 people. You're already at least $100 in commission. So you can start to be really purposeful. And when you focus on making money, you're going to do the things it takes to do it, okay? Because we can only make money if we're helping people. So help more people if you want to make more income. And then the final 2 things, my top wins for the week. So celebrate. Maybe you didn't sell a challenge pack. Maybe you didn't sign a coach. But did you get a message from someone that was inspired by something that you did? Did you get a message from a challenger that was able to go to a work party and didn't indulge on the donuts that were there? Like, that's a win. Feel good about being a part of that, part of someone's journey. So just, this helps you be mindful and aware of the good that you're doing, even if the results are not happening yet, okay? And then things you learn from the week. What did you quote unquote fail at? Did you have a misstep? Did you miss something? Did you just learn something new? Like, what was your biggest thing that you learned that week? And I want you guys to be mindful of those things every week, because there's no such thing as failing. We fail forward, right? We either win or we learn. And we need to get into that mindset of looking at those situations as such, all right? So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to stop sharing. I know that was long, you guys, but this is all super important. And I literally, I can promise you that if you do these things and if you trust the process and you commit to this and you commit to these habits, I wake up early. You guys, I wake up at 5 a.m. so that I can take control of my day. I can take control of my morning. I can do my miracle morning where I'm taking care of my mindset and my internal work first. Then I take care of my body. Then I take care of my business and my family and everything else. But if you're proactive about these things and intentional, you should be able to do the things, get them done, and put your phone away, unplug, go do all of the other things that you love in life. The business should not and will not ever control you if you take control of it first. So make sure that you're being purposeful with your time, you're being intentional, you're creating these habits at the beginning. It's gonna feel like, this new stuff is kind of scary. It's weird to write with my left hand. Why would she have me do that? Trust me. And commit to doing this for the first 30 days. And then once you hit that 30-day mark, commit to another 30 days and commit to another 30 days and commit to another 30 days. And I can promise you that if you commit to this process, whatever you want to make out of the business will happen. You'll grow into that no matter how long it takes. You will make it happen. Okay? All right. Hopefully this is helpful. I will post in the post some other video resources that go more into depth with expanding and connecting, with like a power hour deconstructed. And then if I think of anything else, but hopefully this is helpful. I hope you utilize it. I believe in you, believe in yourself. Let's go change the world. Okay. Bye guys.